was really cold. It got down in the negative numbers. Like this morning we woke up and it was -2. So we decided to fire up our wood stoves, and we decided to fire up the wood cook stove upstairs. And today we're gonna make some baked potatoes in it, and we're gonna heat up our homemade bone broth. I asked my youngest to wash up some potatoes, so I wanna ask my oldest son, do you think that that size of potato is enough for you? Do you think it's enough?
No.
No. So I was digging around in our box of potatoes, and I'm gonna look for some bigger ones so that we can have more filling lunch. Here, you want to get a picture of this box of potatoes?
Baked potatoes.
Can you come get a picture of this box of potatoes? There you go. There's a potato for you. Is that big enough for you? It's growing. We're actually making something called Hasselback potatoes. It's like a new thing I found. It was new for me, and so now I'm gonna make it forever and ever until I get disgusted with it, or my family does, and then we'll try something new. So I'm taking these potatoes and I'm cutting them into slices, but I'm not cutting all the way through. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the potato, you know, see the potato's like this, and then I'm gonna take the potato and I'm gonna go like this, you know? See how that is? And then what I do is I'm gonna sprinkle some oil on there, and then I'm gonna put salt, pepper, garlic powder, little pats of butter on it, and then we're gonna bake it in the oven. And then all of the seasonings and the goodness will get in between each little slice, or at least on top of it a little bit. So you have the whole flavor and the seasonings all throughout the whole potato.
You got anything I can snitch?
Sure, if you want to eat raw potatoes.
You got ripped off?
Oh! Alright, we're going to take a piece of parchment paper. So you're going to take your parchment paper and you're going to make it so it fits in your pan. Okay? And then you're going to line your pan with your potatoes. Okay? So, you see that? You see how they're all like sliced and they're laying there like that? Next, you need to get your seasonings. So you put your oil on all over. So we're going to use some salt. Then we're going to use our pepper. Okay. We're going to get our garlic out. We're going to sprinkle it with garlic. We're going to put little pats of butter all over it. Now I want to show you what it looks like before we put the butter on. I don't know if you can see that. Now you have it look like this. The soup is done. I'll tell you what I did and how I did it. Each year we get a beef butchered. We get all kinds of cuts of meat from the beef. We get roasts, steaks, ground beef, brisket, you know, all the different cuts of meat that you can get. And we also get soup bones. So what I did was I took my soup bones and I put them in a pot, covered them with water, and I let them cook all day long. And then I added some seasoning: salt, pepper, parsley, rosemary, garlic. But I'm gonna tell you what the key ingredient is that you want to use with a roast, a beef roast, or a beef broth is rosemary. I don't care what other seasonings you use, but rosemary is it. You want to have a good broth, you want to have a good roast, use rosemary. Okay, don't forget rosemary. Next step is to make sure that the oven is heated up. We're gonna get our camera guy to come over here and show you the oven, temperature of the oven, and we're gonna stick these in the oven. We're gonna get this little tool here. You turn it, open up the oven. I cook my baked potatoes at 450 degrees. Okay, but we're working with a wood stove because it's wood, it's harder to maintain that temperature. So we're gonna have to check it periodically. Normally they would take about 20 minutes at 450. It might take a little bit longer because our oven isn't exactly at 450. Get a picture of the soup. That's what it looks like before it's heated up. But this is the soup, and we'll show you it once it's heated up. Oh man, it's already starting to melt. Ah! We made some French bread, and we have about half of it left over. And we made it in a bread maker. I know, sometimes we cheat and we use the bread maker. So we have half of a loaf left, and we're gonna have it with our soup. What is the adult version of show and tell? Do you know the answer? No. YouTube. It's basically the adult version of show and tell. We have our homemade grape jelly with homemade French bread with the potatoes that we grew in our cook stove with homemade beef broth. Beef bone broth. Sorry.
You still not have anything I can snitch?
You want some bread?
I'm supposed to be on a keto diet, so
Yeah, well, this isn't keto.
no bread. And no potatoes either. I'm getting ripped off today.
You can eat the soup.
It was good. It passed the test. If you want to know how I eat soup without getting it down my beard, well, that's a secret.